Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT Americas Stage 1 for playoffs. My guest at this time is Xeppaa of Cloud9 coming off of their match against Sentinels in which they came out on the losing end, thus to go down into the lower bracket of said playoff phase. And so, Xeppaa, thank you so much for the opportunity. Really do appreciate it. It would have been better if you guys came off of this with a victory, but unfortunately, you guys are coming off of this with a defeat. And so, gotta ask you, what's going through your mind?
Next match, EG tomorrow. That's the only thing I can only think of. Yeah, sucks to lose, but can't be too sad until everything is over.
Oh, for sure. I mean, definitely loving the optimism there, and like, still, I gotta ask you about what went down in the match today because, like, I mean, in a lot of ways, it was a repeat of the kind of content we've been seeing, a few occasions in this stage, starting off rather poorly, not being able to like find the right rhythm up until the very end of like of a given map or a given match, and then by the time you guys found that rhythm, it was like a little too late. I mean, walk me through that series from your point of view. Was it exactly as that, or was there anything besides that?
For sure, a little bit like that. I think we started off very slow, especially on Ascent. I think we had a great game plan coming into it, and of course, like they won pistol, we eco them, then we get ecoed, and I think we ecoed them again. I mean, we had a lot of chances to come away with that half, and even with Pearl 2, we started off slow in the first half, and I think, like you said, we just need to pick it up as a team and have the right energy coming into the game.
I mean, for sure. I mean, I mean, it's also understandable that, like, in a lot of ways, we saw like this kind of like comeback fashion from this Cloud9 team, in a losing effort. Obviously, I'm looking over into the match against MABR, and I mean, in a lot of ways, it would have been better if you guys were able to continue this momentum and force maybe overtime, and maybe also come out
Yep.
of it with a victory. Um, for this to happen once again, do you feel like like frustration given that we've been seeing this kind of thing happen again, but you guys haven't been able to find that right formula to turn it around?
I mean, for sure. The games that we lose, like to G2 or even Sun, like we have had a lot of key moments that rounds that we should be winning, especially like equal rounds. That just swing the game completely. I think those are the biggest things that we need to fix is the small equal rounds. And I mean, yeah, it always sucks being in the back foot, but at the end of the day, it gives you a lot of mental resilience coming in and knowing that you and your team, like no matter the game is not over until it's over. So
Hmm.
it's a good thing to have as a team. But I think we just need to find a great footing in the mid game and not to get ecoed. And once we have that for sure, we'll pull through.
Kind of feels like those aspects are the most important in a match, right? For this team, because like if you guys have that down, then everything else should follow in the right order, right?
I mean, to a certain extent, at the end of the day, like we get ecoed, we eco them, and things like that. But I think the biggest thing is just like having a good enough team to have that mental resilience. And like I said before, we have a really good really good team, and everybody is individually very skilled. And I think the biggest thing that's holding us back is just like small key rounds and just keeping that energy up when we need it.
Do you feel like this team has the like it's kind of on my head, but do you feel like this team has like the clutch factor as of now, or do you feel like you guys are not there yet?
Because for sure, I think a lot of like everybody here has one very key moments. It's just like like I said, the little things. I feel like if we were playing a 1v2, I feel like anyone on our team can win that. And it's more like the 4v2s, the 3v2s. I mean, it's always hard, but it's like it's just a small things like we should never be losing 4v2s, 3v1s, and things like that. And of course, it happens to every team, but if we can limit that, then we'll be a great team.
I wanna ask you about one part that happened within this match, the tech pauses. I mean, we
Yeah.
saw that kind of happening like time and time again throughout this match. I believe the longest one was like early on in map two and maybe at the end of map one. And
Yeah.
like there was one tech pause in particular that like happened like right around you guys were starting to make that comeback in map two. And then once that happened and that kind of then finished up, then Sentinels was just basically finish the map from then on out. Do you feel like that kind of like those tech pauses played a factor as to like how the team performed today, just having to like try to stay to be in a heater?
I mean, I feel like in the moment, probably not, but it could be just hindsight. People feeling the way they feel after, like, oh, because we lost. It's we could blame the tech pauses, but at the end of the day, like that tech pause on Pearl, that was like 9-9. We were up 4v2 actually,
Mhm.
and we got eco and they were eco. So it's like either way, if we win that round, we wouldn't be talking about this. But if we lost, then here we are. But that's about it.
Yeah, because I asked because it's always going to be in people's minds saying like, oh, this happened, and so Cloud9 just kind of stopped their momentum right then and there. So
Yeah.
obviously
I mean,
that might be the main reason why that happened.
and they also called a attack during that round too. So it's like they were trying to stop the momentum regardless, even if if the tech pause didn't happen. So I mean, at the end of the day, it was a great call to the attack by Cap. Um, yeah, it went on a little longer, so we had tech pauses. Who knows? I mean, it could have helped them, could have not. Like, at the end of the day, we were up 4v2 on an eco round. We should have won the round, and I'm sure the game would have been in our favor.
No, no, for sure. I mean, what even happened to Tech Ball? Was this something like up from their side or from your side?
That one was on our side. We initially, or Kaplan called attack, and at the same time, think me and Oxygen were really to go to the bathroom, and they said maybe, but then like Vic's PC like kind of died or crashed or something like that. So we're like, oh, then the tech pause happened there. So I was like, okay, we just go.
Hmm. No, 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 understandable on that front. I mean, at the end of the day, what happened in the servers, so what happened, and you guys are coming out of this on the losing side, on nothing else to do but to just kind of move forward and take on the next upcoming challenge that will be happening on your playoff journey. That said, I gotta ask you about like, well, not really onto the future as in tomorrow, but more so just looking at the team's current form right now. Obviously, like losing to MIBR and G2 in addition to today, losing to Sentinels puts you guys on a 3 out of or 1 out of had you secure one win out of the last 4 games, including today, and so maybe people are kind of looking at this team as like not being having the best of times. How do you look at Cloud9's form so far at this point of stage one?
I feel like we're at the cusp of being a really, really great team. Um, the last 5 matches I think we've lost to have been against like G2, MIBR, and now Sentinels or something like that is what I heard. And at the end of the day, these games are close. Maybe not the Sentinels game. The last 4 games we played have been real close, especially the one like G2 and MMBR this season. And at the end of the day, we just need to, learn from these experience and go through the losses. We're very, very close. Like if we beat any of these teams, not saying we were like our confidence through, but like it's like we know we're there. We know we can compete. And like I said, I'd say at Sentinels, MMBR, and not including us obviously in the rankings. MMBR, Sentinels, and G2 are probably the best 3 teams in Americas. And like I said, if all we have to do is just win one of those games, and we'll be up there.
I mean, like, given what you said, I'm kind of curious on how you think about like what I'm about to say. You know, it kind of feels like you guys are just outside of the top echelon of teams, as such as the ones that you mentioned right then and there. Does it kind of feel like that? And do you also feel like it kind of like um also like makes it a little frustrating for you to kind of like still be on the outside looking into the top level, the level that you guys want to be at?
I mean, at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. I feel like we are the greatest team, and I feel like no matter who the competitor is, I feel like you should believe that, even if it's not. And I truly do believe that. And at the end of the day, like I said, like you said, we're so close. Like we come into these matches knowing, believing we're gonna win these games. And every time we do lose these games, it's like it's not even them beating us; it's us beating ourselves. I'm sure they play. Every team that beat us play great too, but these small losses or these losses that we do have are just like big rounds that we shouldn't lose, and I feel like they wouldn't lose, and we're losing these rounds that they wouldn't lose. But if we can clean those type of rounds up, yeah, we'll definitely we'll be the greatest.
And also now looking over to your next opponent, which is going to be, I believe, Evil Geniuses. Yes, it is. Um, any thoughts on your potential opponent or on your opponent? Not potential anymore, but the challenges that they might throw to you guys and everything else beyond that.
I mean, of course, the EJ is obviously another competitor, and knowing everybody on that team, I've known of them for a while, and like I said, we gotta treat every team like they're the best team, and we gotta be the best team ourselves. And each win we can get, I'm sure like we'll make it to Toronto.
As a result of this loss, you guys now go down to the lower bracket where you guys will face EG, as I said earlier on. Now needing 3 wins to secure a spot in Masters Toronto. What's the confidence level like for yourself that this team can make that run?
Oh, confidence always 110%. Nothing less.
None less and nothing else to be said beyond that. I definitely understand that. And so, Xeppaa, thank you so much for the opportunity. We're running low on time, so I'm going to have to wrap it up right now. I really do appreciate the answers and the other opportunity for this interview. So, and of course, best of luck goes for you moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.